If you're watching this thinking, I know I need to do video for my business, but every time I hit record, I freeze up or sound nothing like myself, you're definitely not alone. The truth is, there's no one size fits all approach to video content, and the style that works effortlessly for someone else might feel completely unnatural for you. But what if I told you there are some ways to approach video that actually works with your nature instead of against it? Welcome to Introvert Video Breakthrough, an encouraging space where overthinking stops and your authentic video presence begins. Hey, I'm Crystal Tagit, fellow introvert and visibility strategist, and I'll be your guide providing you with tips, tools, and resources to make video marketing a breeze for you. And today I'm too geeked to share with you how to use your natural communication style to ease into video. So I have something I like to call easeful content styles. And this is how I help my clients ease into video. And so essentially, it is figuring out and leveraging what is the natural way that you communicate. So that way, that can be your starting point when it comes to video. Okay. And so today, I want to go over those easeful content styles with you. And then I am also going to give you a platform and a video type that really matches the easeful content style. Alrighty, let's get into it. So the first one is word weaver. So, how do you know if you are a word weaver? Well, do you love journaling or keeping notes in your phone to process your thoughts? Do you prefer to write captions, emails, or blog posts when it comes to creating? And do you enjoy reading, researching, or consuming written content for inspiration? If so, you might be a word weaver. If any or all of those resonated with you, go ahead and comment word weaver below so I can tell which one you are. So now what? You know, okay, you have an idea like, okay, I'm probably definitely a word weaver. What do you do with this information? Well, if you're a word weaver, then you might enjoy creating on Instagram using mixed media carousel posts. The cool thing about carousel posts is that it really gives you the best of both worlds. For example, when you post a reel that mainly goes out to new followers, new audiences, and then when you post stories that goes to your followers, and then you might get some people who share it outside of their network. Carousels, however, is a good medium for reaching both existing and new audiences. So carousels tend to go to your existing audience first, but then it goes to new audiences a lot easier because it's so shareable. And so with a carousel post, people find a slide that they like, they may share it to their stories, they might send it directly via DM. And unlike stories, this carousel post is going to last more than 24 hours. And then also, unlike reels, with carousel posts you get multiple chances to be seen by your audience. So with a reel, like, you might see the video and then that's it. With a carousel post, Instagram will go through pretty much each slide and keep showing that with people to see which slide that people resonates with the most. So it gives you more chances to be seen. So carousels are really powerful posts. And so if you use a mixed media carousel, that is a way that you can still implement your writing skills. You can use more visuals and start to implement some video in there as well, so you can start to get the hang of it. So I don't know about you, but I am someone who greatly benefits from visual examples. So let's see what a couple of mixed media carousel posts looks like. All right, so here is an example of one mixed media carousel post. We start off with a simple graphic, and then we have an interview style format video. Then we have a highlight on the guest itself. This is from an episode of one of my Soul Care Spotlight features with Betty Chan. And then at the end, we end it with a graphic that is telling about the event, right? And so if you're someone like, okay, well, maybe I'm not quite ready to do this type of video content, share, no worries. Let me show you another example. So while this one doesn't have as much written content in it, it still gives you an example of like this mixed media. So they have the stills. This is something that you could easily add your own words, adding titles, adding, information of how you feel, having, have a story kind of going along with this, right? But this is a mix of photos and videos. And with this, like for the most part, the author of this is not shown. So this is a chef account, and so she's really showing the process. She's really showing um, the spread, which is gorgeous, and just showing like what it is, the process of like what she is getting sourcing the ingredients from. So like you don't have to necessarily like be in frame for this to work. But yeah, so that is a good way. So yeah, so that is a good example of a mixed media carousel post. And again, carousel posts can be really awesome because it gives you that benefit of both sides of being able to reach a new audience as well as being able to reach your existing audience. So let's get into the second easeful content style, which is natural talker. And it's me, y'all. I'm the natural talker. So let's see if you are one too. Do you use voice notes or audio message as your go-to with friends or clients? Do you think best when you're talking through ideas versus staring at a blank page? And do you feel more natural doing podcasts, panels, or interviews? So, if any of these resonated with you, comment natural talker. And yeah, so I can know like if this is your easeful content style. And so, all right, again, you figure out, you're like, yeah, I'm definitely a natural talker. Now what? Well, if you're a natural talker, then I recommend doing interview style videos on YouTube or LinkedIn. And so I put two platforms for this because these types of videos do well on both of these platforms. And I think that these platforms are really important as a wellness entrepreneur to be on. And so YouTube is really good because the content there is going to last for a long time. It is going to be very searchable, not only through SEO and Google, but through the AI platforms as well. People are getting found and getting clients through these AI platforms. And a lot of times they are searching on YouTube. Right. And then on LinkedIn, that is such a great place for community and to really get in contact with decision makers. So, whether you are someone who is looking to do B2B, looking to get into corporate wellness, or you're looking for everyday consumers, all of those people are on LinkedIn, and it is a great place to connect directly with your audience. And the thing about LinkedIn is not a lot of people are creating on there, so it is really easy to stand out. It's not like Instagram and some of the other platforms where you need to be visible a lot more. You could easily post 2 to 3 times a week on LinkedIn and get a lot of visibility there. And so interview videos are really good because there are so many ways that you can clip them up. So let's go into our visual examples. So the first one is I wanted to just kind of show you what it looks like. So this is the full feature of a Soul Care Spotlight episode. So before I was showing you like what that Instagram clip snippet would be, right? And so this is where, something like this starts. And so also just to even bring that up, right? This is why it's cool because if you start off with YouTube and you have this video, now you can go ahead and clip it for something like Instagram, if that's your platform that you're using, right? And then let's go to LinkedIn for another example. And so here you can see, so like here, this was an in-person interview, but you don't have to do in-person interviews. You can also do an interview virtually. So this is a podcast that someone has done virtually. Judy from the F Saving Face podcast, really good podcast. Check it out. And so, as you can see, they did their interview virtually. And so, what's awesome about this is that Judy, the host, could have been the main person in this clip, or it could have been just the guest, or they have it where it's both, right? And so it gives you a lot of options of how you can play around, create video. But this face forward type of content does really well on LinkedIn. And so, again, if you're looking for something that is going to allow you to, I don't think I mentioned this, but like, interview videos is the way that I really ease into videos, because for me, it allowed the spotlight to not be entirely on me. I got to share the spotlight, right? And so this works whether you are a host or a guest. And so if you are a host, like when I do the Soul Care Spotlights, I'm a host, but this is also helping my business because the people that I interview are people who are hosting community wellness events. And I'm all about uplifting wellness entrepreneurs. So that goes hand in hand, right? You could also have people interview you, so that way you can share some of your expertise over different topics. And then you can also interview people who are, like your clients. You can interview people who are on your team. You can also interview partners if you want to talk about, for example, if you have a wellness studio and you have different aspects, maybe you have massage therapists, you have estheticians, right? You can interview those different team members so people can get to know, like, what are the different benefits and who are the different people that are working in your business. If you have a partner, like let's say you have a skincare brand, and you can do an interview with one of your partners who maybe you source your ingredients from. So you could talk about, like, why do you source your ingredients from them? Why is this ingredient beneficial, right? So those are just some ways that you can incorporate interviews. And again, it can be a way to kind of take some of that spotlight off of you, and it gives you a nice amount of footage that you can use to clip for later. All right, so let's get into the third easeful content style, which is visual storyteller. And so, visual storyteller, we're going to go over some of the things that you can use to identify you, but it can be like a mix of different things, right? Because it is a visual storyteller. So, just kind of keep that in mind. And so, do you enjoy taking photos, capturing video clips, and are creating mood boards, whether you're in or out of the frame? Do you feel more comfortable showing what you're doing rather than explaining it step by step? And do you naturally document moments at events in your daily life or while working? If any of this resonates with you, let me know in the comments at Visual Storyteller so I can know that that's what resonates most with you. And this is such a cool, easeful content style to have, because you are just already so close to just creating video content because you already have that footage, right? And so, if this is you, then you might enjoy TikTok and point of view videos. So, point of view videos, day of life videos, basically really like showing like what it is that you have going on is really beneficial because it allows people to really see like what your process is. It allows people to see like what a day in your life is, and that helps them connect with you, as well as just help them feel like more at ease with the process. So let's say you can show like, how do you prepare for a client, and maybe they like that intention that you put in with it, right? You could say how that you're creating a product. One of my clients, they run a stationery brand, and so like being able to see like how they're designing, how their thought process is, especially regardless of your feelings around AI generated art, people want to see how you're creating. So so one of my clients, they have a stationery brand. So being able to show people the design process and why you create what you do can be so beneficial, right? Really helps you connect with your audience. So let's look at some visual examples of this. So this is someone really showing the behind the scenes of the process of them opening a wellness and personal care. Opening a wellness and personal care clinic. So this is really cool. So it involves a bunch of different elements, and so it is really giving people an idea of like the before and after, showing off a little bit of the people who work there, showing off the different features they have. So this is a really good way to like let people inside of like what it is that you're doing. And then this is a brand that I really enjoy. And same, like, let's take a look at this video. They are essentially showing you the process of like how they make their creations. And so you can see like all that goes into making the apparel that they make, which is really cool. And so with this, like they have a voiceover over this. And so again, you can get really creative as a visual storyteller, using voiceovers, using music. You can tell a story with the visuals itself, or you can aid in the story with having a voiceover as well. And so, yeah, I hope you found that useful. And if you are someone who is looking for support in implementing these video ideas, I invite you to join us in the Introvert Video Breakthrough community. You can join us at postthevideo.com. We have co-work and learn sessions. We do monthly challenges. We just got done doing our September challenge, which was overcome the overthinking. And then in October, we're going to be focusing on sustainable consistency. And regardless of when you're watching this, there's always going to be some type of challenge going on. So you can go ahead and redo past challenges, or you can join us in a live challenge. But the whole point of this community is for you to get out of your head and in front of your audience using video content, and to ultimately post the video, right? Because you can have all these ideas, but if you don't get it out there, people aren't going to see it and they're not going to be able to connect with you and take next steps with you. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you found valuable so I can create more content like this. And until next time, y'all, remember, it's never too late to get out of your head and in front of your audience. Someone is waiting for you.